Hey, it's Scott and Bart with the Scotch Test Dummies. You're about to watch a video of us reviewing Tincup whiskey from Colorado.
Good pronunciation.
Not Colorado.
That's a game. More about that later.
Since we've shot the video, we have since learned through listening to Mark Gillespie.
Go check out whiskeycast.com. It's phenomenal.
He does a podcast. And anyway, we had shot our video with Tincup, was listening to Whiskey Cast podcast, and we learned that Tincup is not made in Colorado.
Kinda. Its spirit is actually distilled in Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Was it Lawrenceburg?
I think it's
I just remember
Lawrenceburg.
Indiana.
It's definitely Indiana. I want to say Lawrenceburg.
Yes.
So it's not like it's distilled in Colorado.
And yes, and there is some hubbub going on nowadays with the labeling and the way some people are, or some companies are labeling their whiskeys. And so watch Tincup.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
Still enjoy the review, but we kind of want to just clean some of that up a little bit because we reference that it's made in Colorado. So, all right. Scotch Test Dummies. We're getting smarter. See you guys. Cilantro. Enjoy what's next.
Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. Scott and Bart, we're back. Today we're looking at Tincup, a Colorado whiskey.
Good pronunciation.
And we'll talk about a little father-son bonding time.
With Boba and Jango, baby. Test it.
Let's test it.
Boba and Jango, father, son.
Well, maybe there's some Star Wars people, or people that haven't watched Star Wars don't know.
Come on.
This is Jango Fett. He is the father to Boba Fett.
Now here's the weird thing, though. Barely father, really. I mean, he's a clone, a direct clone.
Which is kind of odd because I noticed the Boba's a little bit taller than Jango.
Well, you know what I think that is? You could be a clone, but if you're given better nutrition, your bodies actually might be a little bit different as long as you were raised. You know, maybe Jango came from
height, though.
Yeah,
maybe weight.
No, you definitely grow. No, you grow better. Or maybe Boba was raised on a planet in the Star Wars universe with less gravity, which makes you taller.
Yeah, that could be.
Although you have less bone density, but that's not really what we're here to talk about. So, father-son stories.
Actually, just real quick, though, I will tell you, my sons are both, I've got two sons, they're both slated to be taller than me, so this is probably accurate.
True.
The son is taller than the dad. Not with you, and you're 6'6".
Well, my grandfather was 6'2", my dad was 6'4", I'm 6'6".
So yeah, you're taller than your dad.
My sons, I don't think will do that. I married a short person. Not a little person, just a short one.
Let's hope they're not taller than you.
I actually would prefer I would have loved to stop at 6'4".
I would say 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2's all right. 6'4", you're tall, and it's kind of special, but it hasn't quite tipped into freakish. Okay? Once you hit 6'4", that's the bottom end of freakish.
Yeah.
Just tell you, I had a buddy in high school. I was 6'4", he was 6'8". He looked like Larry Bird. 6'8's freakish. Nothing against the 6'8ers out there, but it is. And 6'6 is the bottom end of freakish.
I've got nothing to add there because I'm 5'9". So...
All right. Someday in a future episode, I'll tell you about random strangers coming up and hating on me because I misused my height. Apparently,
basketball.
Or anything. You could be a better pitcher, a better quarterback, or you could have everything, lineman.
Yeah. And as people that don't know you, though, you've got no sports ability.
I got a little bit. Have you seen some of these pitchers? I can throw a ball, dude.
I'm sure you can throw it.
It's just all over the place. I got no control. All right, that's a different episode. So, father-son. As long as we got Boba and Jango here, I figured we'd talk about a little bit of bonding. I wanted to share a quick story. You know, I was thinking about my dad's passed. He died in 2008, but it made me think of a couple stories with Dad. And what I try to do with my son is create moments. Now, Dad, I think he'd Tincup, baby, Tincup. One was when I graduated from basic training in the Army. I was 22, so I was a little older when I went in, but that's the first time when I finished and the graduation ceremony and the family came over. Dad had a little bit different look in his eye. It was pride, it was respect, his handshake was firm, and my personal belief, I noticed it even in the moment, was that I had done something uniquely different. He had never done that. And I think that was what I saw there. I think there was that level of respect. So that was good. And now that I look back in time, the other thing was Dad played college basketball and college baseball. I think it was college baseball, definitely college basketball. But he always wanted to go, he was very athletic. He wanted to go out and throw the ball around or go practice hitting. And I got to admit, I'd been bitten by Atari. And I would rather spend my time playing video games doing such things. But I would go do it because I even recognized as a kid, okay, yeah, Dad wants to do that. That's kind of cool. But it wasn't a passion. But I fondly remember those times now. I mean, I remember he came home one day, like a Thursday, and goes, I got a present for you. I'm like, what? And Dad never just bought me stuff. And he pulls out a Louisville Slugger. And he's like, I'm pretty sure he played in college because he goes, this is the same size and weight bat I had when I played. Wow. He wasn't too happy when he saw me hitting rocks with it once. Tossing rocks up, knocking them out. But
see, I was always wanting to drag my dad out to play. Because my dad was on the road when I was growing up. Right. So he would be gone for several weeks at a time, and then he'd come home. So I'd always, come on, Dad, let's go play. We got to go do this, do that. Come on.
He was on the road. Was he like a jazz musician? Holy moly. What?
Crap, dude.
Oh, boy, that was by accident.
Where's Cousin Shane at? He'd down that.
Yeah, Cousin Shane would shoot it and then belt out a ballad.
But I noticed that when I graduated basic training as well, that my dad was proud of me, and it's continued, of course, with my career that I've continued on with, and going through college and some of the steps and stuff that I've taken in my career.
Yeah, when you move up in the office, you've gone through lower level management all the way up. He's always there. So
yeah, and my last promotion, I think he was more excited and more proud than anybody. He couldn't wait to get it in the paper and call everybody and tell them.
He comes from the small town that he always called Peaburg. I didn't know it was a small town because we'd be working together, and I'd be like, hey, I see you're taking vacation. Yeah, I'm going to Peaburg. I thought he meant Pittsburgh. Yeah, I grew up in Peaburg. I'm flying to Peaburg. And so I always thought he was flying. Maybe you didn't say flying. I assumed you were flying to Pittsburgh. And then I come to find out as we got to be better friends, there was a little town called Phillipsburg.
Yep.
And in Phillipsburg, you call it Peaburg, and it's got, what, 5,000 people that live there?
About 3,000.
3,000, and he was traveling back to this little small town, not going to steel country.
Where I get my country accent.
Yeah, the Colorado.
The weird
so your dad was on the road accent. A lot, though, so when you were young, he was out on the road.
Yeah. Singing
in a band. A traveling band.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, let's give this.
That's got a good nose.
I was told this was better than Stranahan's. Now, I've had Stranahan's and I like it, but let's see if it's better or different. Spicy note.
Yeah, it's almost similar to a Scotch nose. I don't get the usual acetone or corn nose to it. There's almost a citrus or a floral note in there.
Very first thing that hit my palate, I almost had like a faint rye, but then it faded away and went more toward a malty, grainy, bourbonish, with a little sweet trailing at the end of corn. What do you got?
Well, I went neat. You want to try it neat?
Yeah, like
that was really
give me a neat.
Just a very slight burn, not too much, but the flavor, the taste. The maltiness right at first was delicious. None of the corn sweetness. I don't know what they're using to...
Try a little bit of water in there. Wow, got a great mouthfeel.
Yeah, very warm.
I get a really nice, warming sensation all around the cheeks, back into the throat. And it just pleasantly sits there while it kind of gives me a floral aroma. Let me go again.
And the flavor's a little bit more intense, probably. That's been a couple weeks since we shot the Stranahan's.
We'll do a head-to-head, a Colorado battle.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
And again, when we do a head-to-head, it's not hating on one or the other. It's just literally saying, how are they comparing?
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's got a very pleasant, sweet, trailing flavor to it. I'm picking up, I don't know, you're right, the heavy maltedness, maybe a little bit of caramel.
Yeah.
Almost a little butterscotch even for me. I'm getting
I don't know that I
bit
get
of
any butterscotch.
I get it in the aftertaste a little bit.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. So, Boba and Jango, we got to pose like they've killed the dummies. So, and Django's kind of looking up at you like he's a little bit like, whatever, bring it. And Boba's almost checking with Dad, saying, what do you think? So, now, from the movies, who resonates more with you? I mean, I know the first 3 movies.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Boba has been, you know, he had very small roles, and in 1980, after Empire Strikes Back, man, I love Boba Fett. And Han was my favorite good guy, bad guy, you know, kind of, you know, almost a pirate, but I love Boba. Now, Jango did
The only
good.
thing I didn't care for his demise in Return of the Jedi. The rocket pack is inadvertently activated.
Yeah.
It shoots him off of the side of Jabba's sail barge and down into the mouth
Of the Sarlacc.
The
Now, you'll be
Sarlacc.
happy to know
where he's slowly digested over
in the
1,000
extended
years.
universe, he gets out.
Yeah.
His Mandalorian armor saves him. He's able to get himself out. He's pretty jacked up, but it's a great short story if you want to go read that. In the extended universe, Boba does not die, nor would that kill him. But it's a struggle, baby. It's a struggle. All right. Scotch Test Dummies, Tincup from Colorado.
Colorado.
Colorado. I grew up in Evergreen. I know how to say it.
I keep saying Colorado.
Yeah,
inadvertently.
which is a great
that's
card
my
game in the
Kansas
board game universe. It's a
accent.
wonderful, wonderful card game if you haven't played it. See you guys later.
Cilantro.
Cilantro Dummies.
Dummies. Today we're looking at Tincup, and I locked up there.
It happens. All right, Bruno. Bruno. Hey, Bruno. Hey, Bruno. What are we doing today, Bruno?